So I'd made up my mind, and my daughter was here as a patient, that if I ever needed a hospital, this one seemed like a really good fit, hoping that I never would. I haven't been a patient in a hospital for 25, 30 years. I'm relatively healthy. In March, I had a little coughing fit out of nowhere, and I was like, I don't even know where that came from. That evening, I felt a little bit like I couldn't catch a deep breath. But I wasn't feeling sick or anything. And I went to bed, and I woke up at 2:30, and I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe. And my mate wanted to call an ambulance, and I wouldn't let him, because if he called an ambulance, I would be in a hospital I didn't want to be in. So I asked him if he'd drive me. He wasn't real happy about that, but he did accommodate me. And we ended up here at St. Genevieve, and things went really fast. They asked me what was wrong. I said I couldn't breathe, and they were on it. I mean, everybody took action, and they got me comfortable and gave me a diagnosis and explained everything to me along the way. They found double pneumonia, so I was not in very good shape. Everything was explained to me that they were doing, and they knew that was important to me. So they took that time. The staff here is unbelievable.
It's a very close relationship between the hospital and the community. All the doctors and a lot of the providers live within the community, so we're not only medical providers, we're also active social participants. That gives us a very close relationship with our patients and a great way of knowing them and helping us take care of them in a very holistic manner.
Living in the community and listening to them, they didn't want to have just a hospital as a Band-Aid treatment. They wanted a hospital with its full service, that they're catered to, that they're loved, that they feel comfortable with, that the nurses and the doctor will take their time in explaining the disease process, what we're going to do, how we're going to treat you, and what we're going to do when we discharge you. That's why we cater to the patient. We really cater to them very, very effectively, and we communicate effectively.
I wasn't real crazy about having to stay in the hospital, but I was here for 3 days as a patient. I was so taken care of, I can't even begin to tell you. The doctor later stated that I probably had less than an hour to live. All of the right actions were taken to make sure that didn't happen. So I'm very grateful, is what I am. I'm very grateful for every day I wake up. Like I said, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't even know it was that bad. But this hospital saved my life. You know, I don't know that you can be given anything better than that. More days to love your family, to be kind to one another. I don't think there's any better gift. And that's what they gave me.
We've taken an approach that we want people to feel that when they come to their local hospital, that we're able to provide those services that we can provide and do it in a top-notch way. The Friends Foundation really has allowed us to go to the next level. Over the last few years, we've been able to expand surgery. We've been able to expand equipment. We're getting ready to expand, obviously, a new med-surg and a medical office building. We've been able to make the hospital look newer and more modern just from the very front entrance. These are all things that the Friends Foundation has allowed us to do, and the Friends Foundation exists because of the support of people that not only serve on the Friends board, but of people that have donated to Friends to make their hospital a better place.
The St. Genevieve Hospital is very important to our community. You know, being a small town, we need to make sure that we have a place that everybody living in the town feels comfortable with going to for their health care. My family, myself, my parents, you know, my entire family lives here in St. Genevieve, and if we didn't have such a trusting hospital where we knew when we went to the clinic or had to stay the night in the hospital that we would be getting great care, you know, we would have to go elsewhere.
This year, our hospital celebrated 50 years of serving St. Genevieve, and in those 50 years, there have been some facelifts done to our facility, but it doesn't change the fact that our infrastructure is 50 years old. So I think that the new med-surg that we're building now just kind of assures the community that we're going to be here for at least another 50 years to see for their care and to oversee the health care of the community.
The Legacy campaign is allowing people in this community to leave their mark, if you will, on our facility, to have their name forever be attached to they made something happen really good for this community by providing funds to help the hospital continue to grow, to prosper, to remain an independent hospital, to be able to update rooms, to be able to bring a physician clinic on site. And we wanted to make it where everybody could be involved.
It seems like every day that we hear about small community hospitals that are closing across the nation because they are not able to meet the financial needs of their community and they're not able to provide the care. The difference between them and us is this generous community in which we live. They have allowed us to evolve into the healthcare provider that we are. So even though we do receive governmental grants and funding, it's not enough to continue the type of services that we are here to provide. There's always a financial gap in between. And that's where our community has always filled that gap for us here in St. Genevieve. The level of care that we're able to provide because of those donors far exceeds what our patients would get anywhere else.
I plan to watch my kids continue to grow here. I intend to be here for my grandkids, and I intend for this hospital to be here to take care of me. I want it to be the best it can be.
I won't ever go to another hospital unless I have to, and I really can't wait to see where this little hidden jewel goes in the future. I think it's going to be such an amazing place.